Yes, it's not been vintage from either player, and they're sort of almost jockeying for positions, it would seem. It'll warm up into a tremendous match, I'm sure of that. Again, the one ball in the way on the way back to bulk is the one you hit full on. Every snooker player watching this will know exactly what that feels like.
One.
He's won an awful lot in the last few years, has Ding, but he hasn't won a ranking title on British soil since the 2012 Welsh Open.
7.
6 years for him. That's a really lengthy drought.
How does he get onto his colour from here is the problem, with the black obviously completely tied up. That's a good effort actually. The bottom red is the one that he could get through to. This is a thin black. Cue difficult to control as well. Wow, that's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
Junhui 13. Ronnie Sullivan 7.
Well, for a split second there, O'Sullivan was relieved he wasn't on a red. Now he wishes he had been, because the red would have been his. Okay, he's got a tough one, but by far from a certainty this. Up into that distant ball pocket if he chooses to take it on.
Yes, we're not very good cueing either, because the red partly in the way of the cue ball. Very much a distraction on this shot. Played it well. He gave it every chance. By playing on the pink, didn't move the cue ball very far. So it could be an important little point of the match where Ding gets in and has bad fortune, which could take him 2 frames behind. I think when you play Ronnie Sullivan, you don't really need to have too much in the way of bad luck along the way.
Eight. $30. 40. $21. 22.
Thought he was okay initially.
29.
Then you could see the body language, concern, as the cue ball hit the cushion, and he was right to be concerned. Overcooked it.
Yes, Phil, his usual silky touch is not quite there today. Oh, that's a fine recovery, though. That will really make him feel better. Because if you can imagine if he'd have wobbled that, how frustrated he would have felt. It makes such a difference if someone like Sullivan very occasionally breaks down, but he can just pull out a pot, which is all about cueing.
Yeah, that red for me, the second best shot of the match. I think psychologically the brown he knocked in at the tail end of the previous frame. That was his best so far, and then that was his worst.
Ronnie Sullivan, 35.
Well, I'm really surprised by this one. I mean, this is not difficult for O'Sullivan. I think he played it with right hand reverse side, hoping to get the cue ball out. That's all I can think of as to why he would have missed it.
One.
Now, unlike the third frame when Ding
8.
came to the table trying to erase a substantial deficit, the balls are sitting pretty. No obvious
9.
obstacle to a clearance.
Yes, I think that red up the table will pop to the top right pocket. I'm sure it goes beyond the green and brown.
50.
Otherwise it would be difficult to get on. Because as you can see, the yellow stopping it from the top left. Apart from that, you're right, there's absolutely
6.
nothing to worry about here, except for the situation itself. The fact that we're in a final, and it would be a nice frame to win, to pinch a little bit. And that earlier bad luck would not be
22.
of any relevance.
Three. Third. 31.
Well, a little bit in between.
36.
We'll play it to the middle pocket, but again, I think you'll have to cannon into the brown here. That's beautifully played.
37.
Very slowly, but very accurately. I don't think you could argue with this scoreline if it did go 2-2 at the mid-session interval. I think it would be par.
41.
And both players can certainly play better than they have.
43.
Yes, and if it is 2-2, I think the interval will come at a good time for O'Sullivan, who will be simmering after missing that red that no one could have foreseen.
.46.
Ding 17 ahead, so this most straightforward of browns is frame ball.
65. $61.
The table has been set for a feast of snooker as the day progresses.
68. And a frame.
At the interval,
Junhui.
it is